Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the endless seas of Nita. I am the Heizmeister, and this is episode 15 of the Adventure Mode series, and our adventure continues. Now then, you're probably wondering why I am starting this episode here with the game paused. Well, there's a good reason for that. Because I just loaded into the adventure mode and noticed that there was an enemy. Yes, there is an enemy, and it is one I recognize quite well. This is my Constantia battle cruiser. Yeah, as I said before, and you've seen in the past, we will also meet ships of my and Rasul's design. And yeah, this is the Constantia battle cruiser armed with 15 cram cannons, all on 5 turrets in total. And yeah, this is going to be interesting though. Though, to be fair, while the cram cannons are, of course, they can do a lot of damage when they hit, the armor of the Constantia is actually pretty weak. Anyway, here we go. 15 cannon salvo. I need to rebuild this one as well, at some point. Though, I'm still actually quite happy with how it turned out. The Constantia is something I built very early, actually, as means of fighting the Onyx Watch and fighting them on their terms, so, you know, cram cannons. And I think you can't go wrong with a 15 cram cannon salvo. I think it just works, and it has fired. I think it has fired and hit. Oh my. Yeah, lovely no window there. What a view. Thank goodness I am down there and not up here. Incoming! Hello, where's my escort? Pikeman, do your job. And the Aegis as well. Anyway, let's see how the Constantia is doing. Yeah, 15 cram cannons. Let's see. Yeah, I probably should have painted the gun houses. Maybe. I promise I'll do that after this episode. Lasers. It's one of our Andromeda Aero corvettes. Currently engaging the Constantia. Missiles being fooled by the decoys. That's good to see. Glad to see that this battle cruiser here is working. But yeah, as I said, the Constantia has well, reasonably, actually very thin armor. 2 layers of metal, 1 layer of alloy, and that's it. So not that much, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, that's right. When the decoys self-destruct, because the missile has run out of time, then yeah, the previously spoofed missiles will look for a new target and come back down again. Of course, this can be prevented by using either longer living decoys or maybe yeah, large decoys. The longevity of large missiles is certainly enough to fool most missiles. So, the fleet has positioned itself rather well against the Constantia, all bunched up, huddled together, and now focusing their firepower on this very unfortunate battle cruiser. And I really need to rebuild this one. Honestly, this is one of my designs I do have a lot of fun with, because it's not this yeah, using the calm and calculated approach of, well, APS guns, but rather an element of randomness with the slightly inaccurate cram cannons. And cram cannons are... they are just fun. I can't put it into words that well, but I like them. kaboom. That's a torpedo. Oh, the poor Constantia. Will she roll over though? She does have some issues with her stability due to being so narrow, and her center of gravity is above the waterline, by the way, which is something you would want to avoid when building ships. It is always good to have the center of... no, not center of gravity. That's with aircraft. Sorry. Yeah, wrong unit type. No, center of mass, that's it. You want to have the center of mass below the waterline, and thus basically remove the need for any or a large number of roll propellers or active stabilization. And yeah, self-stabilizing ships are actually much more easier to handle. Defeated! Very nice. Let's turn on the UI for a second, because I would like to address our current mission goals. Our goals in this episode are as follows. We need to collect enough resources to fill up the entire resource storage of the carrier, and we need to find ourselves a blue portal, head through it, and then begin construction of a new unit, which I will prepare once we are in the zone of this blue portal. And also, if there are any resources left over, begin construction of a new adventure carrier type. So something has just appeared and disturbed the moment of peace and quiet I just had. And yeah, it's one of my units. I've seen it already. And it's something different, something even more dangerous than the Constantia we faced, and a rather interesting foe, I would say. This is the Andoria Aero destroyer, a rare occurrence for me to actually build a frontsider. It is armed with a particle cannon, a rather large one, various missile systems, and yeah, these little shard cannons here, though they're just, well, I consider them decoration that shoots back somehow. Right then, here we go. The Andoria Aero corvette. No, wait, Aero destroyer, that's it. An airship, basically built as a brawler, a frontsider, if you want to call it that, and actually built to target some of the more heavily armored opponents with its piercing particle cannon. You know, the one weapon system that cannot be intercepted effectively, and yeah, basically take them out. Also heat missiles, EMP frag missiles, and way too many missiles, if I'm honest. So, with this frontsider, I think our little flanking... Oh, wait. Our little flanking Andromeda Aero corvettes will be quite handy, to be honest. Here, the laser doing good damage. Because for some reason I failed to install any laser warners and smoke deployers on this one. An oversight that I will correct after this recording session. And the Seabus also went kaput. Oops. Okay, so the particle cannon fired. I wonder what has been hit. The adventure carrier looks a little bit banged up. Let's see for a second here. Yes, I'll unpause in a moment. I just need to survey the battlefield a bit. Oh, okay, there we go. Why does it always return to this bird's eye view? Oh yeah, there we have still some of the two surviving sniper drones launched from the Serious Aviation battleship. However, I fear that with our arrival, hopefully safe arrival in the plane of the blue portal, the Serious Aviation battleship may be decommissioned. And they have been compromised, and yeah, once the Andoria is in the water, however, she will not be able to recover and is slowly but steadily becoming torpedo bait. Such a shame. Yeah, as I said, actually, this is a good way of discovering some design issues that your vehicle might have by letting them fight each other. At least, in my opinion, it is, and I've had great success so far with this method. Right then. Are you done? No? What a shame. Anyway, health below 80% and sinking, and now even the Caesar destroyer can do something useful other than burning through my material storage. Yeah, I've noticed that the Caesar is actually rather expensive to run. Also, release the hounds. No, wait, the aircraft. Bonk. And that's a pikeman. A little bit scratched. There we go. The problem has been dealt with. Are there any resource zones out there? I'm pretty sure I saw one in the distance. Because I'm missing my resource drones. Oh yeah, they're on their way to a resource zone right now. Alright then. Resume mining operations and stand down from red alert. Oh boy, looks like we're going to get all the airships today. This time we have a deep water guard unit on the field. Is it the Dorado? I don't know. It is the Albacore. Whoops. A little bit misidentified it there. But yeah, the Albacore has joined us here on the Endless Seas of Nita in adventure mode. And it is now currently heading guns blazing towards my fleet. Let's see if our response is up to the task. They are our Phantom interceptors and they actually hit the target. Yeah, nice. By the way, speaking of interceptors, I am currently in the process of designing an aerospace fighter, or a planetary fighter I called it, for my hopefully soon to be existing space fleet, or space forces. And yeah, it's a little bit more difficult than I thought, because the concept of having an aircraft, basically, or any kind of unit, seamlessly traversing from atmospheric flight into space flight is a little bit more difficult in terms of how much I want to invest in propulsion, since there are very limited options in the propulsion department to that can be used for such a vehicle, you know, as custom jet engines, very powerful, very fast, that don't actually work in space. Yeah, I know. Anyway, you are kaput, my friend. Red alert, an enemy has been sighted. Alright. What do we have on the field now? Looks very white flayery. Let me just get a closer look here. Is this an exterminator? Did I encounter this before? I can't quite remember, but I think I have encountered this one before. Now, it's not the one with the submerged particle cannon. That much I know. Anyway, let's kill it. Okay. Yeah, I do hope that my armor-piercing, high-explosive shells will actually do some damage here. Or maybe even significant damage. That much I hope. We have disabled 50% of one gun, it seems. But it's still shooting back. Unacceptable. Don't you just hate it from the depths when your opponents are shooting back? Well, it makes things more interesting, that much I admit, but yeah, still. Looks looks like we are having a tough time getting through that frontal armor of the Exterminator. And while we are doing that, the Exterminator is still happily firing away at our aircraft and naval forces. This actually might be a problem if the Exterminator gets any closer. But yeah, should be fine, should be fine. We have enough defensive system. What the hell happened here? Looks like... was it a magazine detonation? Something exploded. Ah, yes. The particle cannon bomber drone. The one design I'm very, very happy with. One of the few. Since it's actually very reliable and it works against the targets it's intended to attack. So, yeah, there's that. Yep, those are AI components. And there we go. I think that's it. The Exterminator has been... Yeah, okay, sorry. That's an easy one. Exterminated. Yes, I know. Very funny. It's a lot of torpedoes, though. Yep, you missed. What a waste of materials. The big one has to be from our little drone submarine, I think. Andromeda's got a little bit of hurt. Did I lose anything? Yeah, I actually lost my Irrlicht scout plane here. It had an unfortunate accident when the Irrlicht met the carrier deck a little bit too hard, I'm afraid. Yeah. Things like that are best to be avoided. Our resource pool is growing steadily, and I'm fairly confident that we can traverse the blue portal relatively soon. At least I hope so. And yeah, depending on how well the progress is going to be within that dimension of the blue portal, we might have to say goodbye to the Sirius Aviation battleship here. It has served us well so far. That much is for certain, but I have to upgrade the fleet at some point. There will be some major changes incoming. Though it is not time for that just yet. Oh boy! This is where the fun begins. Now, here we have, first and foremost, a twin guard Juggernaut. Yes, a Juggernaut. Quite a troubling opponent. Troublesome opponent. I mean, if you're not prepared. We are, however, prepared. But then again, then there is something else. Something which our interceptors might have a field day with, or even our little Aero corvettes. Yeah. That's... what's that thing again? Harbinger gunship, I think. No, wait. Aero Tyrant. Aero Tyrant. That's it. How did I... Anyway. Fun times. Fun times are upon us. Yeah, I've ordered the fleet to deal with the Juggernaut first and foremost, and now the Aero Tyrant is shooting my resource drones. Please refrain from targeting those logistic units. Thank you. I mean, sure, doesn't help, but could at least ask. Yeah, they are now the focus of some major attention here by the Aero Tyrant. I will not have a look at the Juggernaut just now. I'm confident that my fleet can deal with it. The Aero Tyrant, however, is steadily closing in and should open. Yeah, that's it. Bomb bay doors are open. And we will soon receive an unpleasant rain of radar-guided glide bombs. Or, no, those are missiles. Those are not bombs. Whoops. Hang on a second. Is this... Yep. A lot of components that look very, very crucial to the airtine's operation. Looks like our particle cannon has hit. And boy did it hit. Okay, decoys, missile interception systems, do your thing. Yeah, that's a close formation there. Very close. The pikemen now seeking help near the carrier. Right, the Aero Tyrant has passed us. I think we have intercepted most of its missile load so far, and yep, looks like our interceptors are closing in. Are they focusing on the Aero Tyrant now, as it seems the Juggernaut has been defeated? No, it's actually despawning, I think. Such a shame. I would have loved to see the interceptors effectively engage the Aero Tyrant, since they are actually quite good at that. By the way, I've tested those Phantom interceptors in the designer, one-on-one against an Aero Tyrant, and well, 8 out of 10 times the Phantom won. That's a surprising thing, actually, considering the Aero Tyrant has a tail gun. And not a weak one, I might add. It is quite potent. Right then. Anything else? Well, looks like the skies and the seas are clear for now. So, there's the red, red, yes. Blue portal. And our next enemy? Actually, nothing special. Absolutely not. Except for the fact that it's the most dangerous airship in the Deepwater Guard arsenal and the most dangerous unit in the Deepwater Guard arsenal as well. No, wait. I forgot the Marauder exists. Sorry. So, second most dangerous unit in the Deepwater Guard arsenal. The Tarpon. Yeah, sounds like something from War of the Worlds. Alright then.
Engaging now.
You know the drill. Destroy it. This is something you do not want to encounter in the campaign, especially if you are not prepared to face it. The Tarpon is dangerous, considering that is a Deepwater Guard unit. Yeah, okay. Granted, not as dangerous as some other units from other factions, but still. For a Deepwater Guard unit, this thing packs quite a punch, and it can take a lot of damage as well. So, how will our fleet fare against this menace? Well, first of all, we have to hit it, because this this swinging motion from one side to another is quite irritating and, quite frankly, very annoying. Thankfully, though, hit-scan weapons like particle cannons and lasers exist, so I think this is no problem at all. Sorry there, had to take a screenshot for the thumbnail. Alright then. Let's engage the Tarpon with the entire might of our fleet. Also, the adventure carrier has locked in a course towards the blue portal now. I have enough resources to basically begin the transition to the next level of difficulty and basically transition to the blue portal. I can have some peace and quiet and construct a new unit. So, the Tarpon has taken a little bit of damage. We can see here that due to this swinging motion, most of our APS and flak weaponry is actually missing. Despite its wooden appearance from the outside, the Tarpon is actually quite heavily armored, especially when you are engaging it from the front, and only from the front. But that's why I have these flanking units here in the form of these Andromeda Aero corvettes. Their lasers and particle cannons as well as missiles can strike the more vulnerable parts of the Tarpon, especially the side and the rear. But yeah, a formidable opponent, not to be underestimated, and quite the beauty as well. Yeah, I have to say, form and function combined in a very, very well-made package. Props to the creator, Diesel here. Diesel, if you're watching, I absolutely love how this one looks and performs. Anyway, it's a shame I have to blow it up. But hey, I need those resources after all. And although you might think that all this flak weaponry and anti-aircraft fire is a little bit, yeah, wasteful, since it's almost all of it is missing. Yeah, sure, but, you know, for the looks, it's quite alright. Oh, have we done it? Did we manage to defeat the Tarpon? Doesn't look like it, to be honest. This thing is tough. Yeah, not so tough like our bomber drone here, which had an unfortunate encounter of the armored kind and is now, well, done for. Oh, it's rolling over. It has lost stability and splashdown. Well, dear Tarpon, now you're in my element. Or should I say, the element of this fragment melee submarine, firing up this melee particle cannon and happily gnawing away at the Tarpon's, yeah, outer hull. And hopefully avoiding our own projectiles as well. Right then. Might not look like much, but actually the Tarpon is despawning as well. Oh, there we go. Such a shame. If I were playing with the intent to capture units, I would have tried to capture this unit. Yeah. Actually, Tarpon is well worth capturing, I think. Right, there we go. New resources for the fleet, and let's regroup a bit and repair. Speaking of repairs, has the Tarpon done any damage to the adventure carrier? Well, aside from a few scratches here and there. Right then, I guess this is it. We are now heading to the blue portal, and once we are through, I can then concentrate on yeah, actually building the new units. I've collected enough resources already. Yeah, the Seavis has been destroyed after 2 unfortunate encounters with Constantia battlecruisers, and I'm now repairing it. Well, so much for going through a blue portal. Anyway, I'll sort out the issues with our navigator here, and I hope I'll see you next time. Actually, next time will take a while. I have to make some adjustments to adventure mode, not to adventure mode, to the designs, and I'll have to select a fitting design for our adventure carrier first, and after that, yeah, okay, I see. Now it's time to head to the portal. After that, I'll be back again on the Azure Seas and the Endless Seas of Niter. However, those of you who are interested in the X4 playthrough, yeah, it's your lucky day. This week, actually, I'll be starting the X4 playthrough since the Tides of Everest DLC has been released. So yeah, look forward to that. Now, let's deal with this, whatever this is. And I'll see you next time.